Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So Microsoft Edge has received a version upgrade late on Friday last week in my part of the world to version 151, which is the latest stable release. So to check we have this version upgrade, we head to our main menu, Help and Feedback about Microsoft Edge. Latest version and build is now sitting on 151.0.4129.59. Now, first of all, just to talk about and focus on the security updates that have rolled out. If you missed my previous videos last week for the other Chromium-based web browsers, we got a bunch of security fixes rolling out, 370 security fixes in total, and that's addressing 370 security flaws. Now, the good news is there's no 0 days exploited in the wild, but we do get 7 critical vulnerabilities that have been patched. And critical is your highest ranked vulnerability, so an important security update. And those critical vulnerabilities are comprised of 4 use after free vulnerabilities, 2 insufficient validation vulnerabilities, and 1 race in updater vulnerabilities. So 7 critical, 370 security fixes in total. So an important security update rolling out for Microsoft Edge and those other Chromium-based web browsers. Now, Microsoft has given us 2 announcements before we have a look at what's new. The first is Microsoft says there's a Microsoft Translator update, where on Microsoft Edge versions earlier than 136, translation will stop working after July 30th, 2026. So that's already happened. And then Drop, which is a feature that you can sync up and to OneDrive, and you can write a note to yourself and drag photos, files, links, videos, and more to be synced up to OneDrive. Drop is being retired, and I have posted on this previously. And here we can see the little warning here at the top where Microsoft says, we're simplifying Microsoft Edge. Drop will be retired in the near future. Files shared or saved in OneDrive. Text notes need to be downloaded separately. So just be aware of that if you are using the Drop feature in the browser. Now, focusing on what's new, and just like Google Chrome's update, Edge 151 is a light release in regards to front-facing features, but we do get a couple of feature updates that Microsoft has listed as such, where apparently now Microsoft Edge can suggest content based on text and links copied to the clipboard directly in the address bar drop-down. So if you are using the clipboard, that's a nice move in the right direction. And then for enterprise users, we've got 2 changes. The first is Microsoft says that passkey sync for enterprise users, where Microsoft says Edge is introducing support for passkey synchronization for enterprise users, enabling secure passwordless authentication across devices. And then the next is the sidebar, which has already been deprecated for your so-called normal home users, your consumer version of the browser. But for enterprise users, the sidebar app list is retired, where Microsoft says we're simplifying Edge once again. The sidebar app list is retired for enterprise users. New apps can no longer be added to the sidebar, and apps currently pinned in the app tower are removed. So just take note of that if you are using Edge for Business as an enterprise user. And then Microsoft has also said that Edge version 151 or later now requires Mac OS 13 Ventura or later. So if you are using the browser on that platform, just take note of that. And then we do get a fix for extensions where Microsoft says that it's fixed an issue which caused third-party extensions to be temporarily disabled on Microsoft 365.cloud.microsoft. So if you were experiencing that issue, that's been resolved. So guys, that's it. That's according to Microsoft, what's new and what's changed. So a light release. And obviously, I think the big one with this update is that bunch of security fixes that has rolled out, 370 in total. So make sure your browser's up to date sooner than later. And I'm sure if you were using your browser throughout the weekend, that you would have received this update automatically by now. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.